The year is 1952. America is riding high on a wave of post-war prosperity, and the American dream seems within reach for many. But what was life really like during this golden era of growth and optimism? The early 1950s marked a time of economic boom in the United States. Government spending on infrastructure, schools, and even space programs created a surge in jobs and rising income levels. This newfound prosperity led to a consumer spending spree. Household appliances like refrigerators and televisions became must-have items, promising to make life easier and more enjoyable. The auto industry was also thriving. Cars were more than just vehicles, they were status symbols. Families took to the highways for adventures, embracing the freedom of the open road. However, it's important to note that not everyone got to enjoy this prosperity equally. One of the most significant developments of the 1950s was the expansion of suburban living. Thanks to programs like the GI Bill, many veterans returned home to find the possibility of owning a house in the suburbs within reach. These new neighborhoods, with their freshly mown lawns and children playing on sidewalks, became the embodiment of the American dream. The suburban boom fueled the growing middle class, who found themselves planting roots in communities designed for serene living. However, racial barriers still existed, preventing some families from claiming their slice of suburban paradise. Despite these challenges, the suburbs became hotbeds of change, altering American life and shaping how people lived, worked, and connected. Now let's take a look at the cost of everyday items in 1952. Prepare to be amazed by how far a dollar could stretch. A hamburger cost just 12 cents, while a gallon of gas was 27 cents. A wool suit would set you back $45, but most other clothes could be purchased for under $5. If you were in the market for a new car, prices started at $1,510. These prices might make you wish for a time machine, but it's important to consider them in the context of 1952 incomes. The average household income was around $3,300 a year, with the minimum wage set at 75 cents per hour. While these figures might seem low by today's standards, they provided a comfortable living for many families at the time. The job market in 1952 was lively, thanks to the post-war industrial boom. Manufacturing plants were humming, producing everything from cars to household gadgets. These steady jobs helped fuel the era's consumer culture and set the stage for many family success stories. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that racial and gender inequalities still existed, often leaving African Americans and women with fewer employment opportunities. The 1950s also saw significant cultural and social changes. Television was becoming a central part of American life, with shows like I Love Lucy bringing families together around the TV set. The music scene was evolving too, with rock and roll on the rise and becoming a hot commodity for teenagers. Gender roles were still fairly traditional, with men expected to be breadwinners and women focusing on homemaking. However, change was brewing, with more women starting to enter the workforce. The civil rights movement was also gaining momentum, challenging social conventions and highlighting disparities in access to resources like education, housing, and employment. As we reflect on 1952 and the broader 1950s era, it's clear that this period was a blend of optimism and burgeoning consumerism. The economic landscape, while not without its shadows, offered many a taste of prosperity and the American dream. The vibrant cultural shifts and societal changes of this time continue to echo today, reminding us of an era when life seemed both simpler and full of promise. The 1950s left an indelible mark on American history, shaping consumer habits, family dynamics, and social norms for generations to come. While we may look back with nostalgia at the prices and seeming simplicity of the era, it's important to remember both the progress we've made and the challenges we continue to face in creating a more equitable society for all.